Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ryan Smith. This is Tribal Warfare Group. Today, we're talking about the Avon M50, or otherwise known as the Joint Services General Purpose Mask. And today, we're going to break down why is this mask so expensive? What makes this mask stand apart from other masks on the market? We're going to talk about all that in the segment coming up. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back. So, like I said, we're talking about the M50 Avon gas mask. And just real quick, for full transparency, Avon did not send me this mask. I'm not getting paid to say anything good or negative about this mask. I did use my own money to purchase this mask. And however, another transparency, I bought this mask used, which is another topic we're going to talk about later on in this video. But today we want to talk about why is this mask so expensive? You know, a lot of times, us as men, we buy gear, especially if us again that are married. I'll buy gear and it'll cost in the upwards of, I don't know, hundreds of dollars. And I get asked by my wife, what makes that such an expensive item that you had to spend that much money on it? And we try to give our best version of the specs and the reliability of the product. But really all they hear is wah, 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 wah. Well, today I'm going to try to give you the down and dirty specs I can give you on this mask. Now, I am not a spec guy. So if you're looking for real finite detailed specs about this particular mask, this is not the channel. I'm going to give you my best interpretation and my best knowledge that I have wearing this mask. And if you're looking for greater details, I would have you go to Gym City Preparedness and Training. I'll link that in the description and hop over there and look at Lamar, where he provides an intel deep dive into gas masks and what they do and what they service. But today, we're going to talk about why this mask is so expensive. Now, right off the bat, this mask comes in weighing about 1.9 pounds, which is very, very light. This mask offers 36 hours of protection against certain agents, which is very, very important. It also has a 96 field of view. That is amazing. Now, when I say a 96 field of view, now, I wore this mask around the house for 8 hours, and I was just trying to get familiar and see really how I want to feel and move in it. And I can tell you that my eyesight and field of view was really, really open. I felt like I was able to see everything around me, which makes my situational awareness a lot quicker. Especially if you're using this in any kind of tactical applications. Now, I have other masks that I have that have a larger field of view, but for some reason with this particular mask, I felt like I had more view and was able to see everything around me. One thing that off the bat that makes this mask worth its weight in what it costs is that it is NIST certified. Now, if you don't know what NIST is, it is the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health. So that certification right there alone sets this mask apart from other competitors on the market. Other competitors out there cannot boast that NIST certification. And that's why this particular mask is exclusively used by the United States military, hence the Joint Services title in the beginning of it. So law enforcement uses this mask, fire department uses this mask, EMTs use this mask, special forces use this mask. So I know that we're saying, well, if all those people are using this mask, does that make it more expensive? Not quite. What it's made of is what makes it a step apart from everywhere else. First, we want to talk about the canisters. Now, this is the M61 canister. It is very, very slimline and very, very lightweight. Now, I weighed it, and I think it weighs about maybe a couple ounces. Doesn't give off much weight. Now, I will show you in comparison to this mask and canister. Now, this is a standard M40 NATO canister, and this particular mask is my first issued mask, and it is a MSA protective mask. And there's a lot of these floating around. This is a very older version. If you can see that there's a lot of film on the shield, on the screen here. And for some reason, when you have these masks for a long period of time, if they're not kept in the right the right area or kept in the right conditions, that you'll get this film that builds up on the lens, and it is impossible to get off. But back to the canister. So this NATO canister, or M40, is very, very common, what you'll see amongst other competitors on the market. This canister right here, if you have this and some of the other competitors, maybe like a mirror safety, you can take this canister, screw it right in, be good to go. The downside to this canister that I found is when you have this canister on, it's quite heavy. I don't know the exact weight of it, but I know it tends to pull down on the side you have it on. Now, I've wore this mask and this canister for 8 hours in training, and I can tell you right now, after wearing this mask for 8 hours in this canister, my neck became very fatigued. So that's one of the main reasons why I started looking at other options on the market. Now, moving back to the M50. Now, this canister right here is proprietary to the Avon explicitly. That means that this canister cannot be used on any other mask but the Avon. I like that idea a little bit, where I have a proprietary mask that, you know, I can run on here and slick. I like that idea. These canisters are very, very affordable too. Now, they're $75, right around 75 to maybe 80 bucks, and they come as a pair. So when you buy these canisters, you're going to get 2 in the pack, which that right there is a plus as it is. Versus buying one of these, which goes anywhere between $60 to $100 that I've seen on the market. And that's pretty high for a canister. Also, the other really, really good thing about this helmet is right back here. We go look at the mesh part. So this is where your head's going to go on the back of your head right here. Now the M50, the straps right here to adjust the head harness, they made these a little shorter on the M50, so they don't have that much material kind of hanging over. But one thing I do like about this gas mask is, or respirator, is that there's not many hot spots. Whenever you wore a gas mask for a long period of time, you build up these hot pockets that are up around your ears and the top of your head. This has a very, very breathable material that allows ventilation from the back of the heads, which, like I said, I wore for 8 hours around the house, and I didn't feel any kind of, I don't know, any kind of moisture or fatigue or heat spots. I was looking for that. I kind of tried to get my body like this working in place a little bit, just to see, kind of get my heart rate up and just kind of see, you know, how breathable this was. So I really, really like that. Another one of the key things I like. Now this one doesn't have it. Like I did say, I bought this used. Now inside of the mask, I don't know if you can see that right there. So this one doesn't have it, but there is a rubber hose, or tube, as to say, that comes here and mounts right underneath this little lip part, and it allows you to drink from a bladder. And in the front, this is an on and off valve for your water. And if you wear a gas mask in a long period of time, you're going to want to make sure that you have some kind of a water source where you can get to it very quick, because you do dehydrate very quickly in these masks, especially if you're in the heat and you have these on for long durations of time. You will get fatigued, you will get that cotton mouth, and you'll need to have some water available. So that's one thing I do like about this. Now, this particular part right here, now, if I'm going to say it wrong, and if you know what it's called, make sure you correct me in the comments. But this right here is used for your comms, and you're going to connect your comms from this port right here. They also do offer a device that clicks over top of it and it amplifies your voice. I'm not really sure what that's called. Like I said, I'm new to Avon, so if you know what that is, make sure you comment in there and let me know. But I don't really feel for me, this would be necessary because when I had this on, I had my helmet and my ear protection on, and I was able to slide my boom mic down and still be able to, talk to the boom mic. So I wanted to take this to the range today and really put it through the test, but the weather didn't allow it today. It's been raining all day right here in Ohio. So I decided just to jump into my home office and give you this quick review on this helmet. I'm sorry, on this mask. Now, I do have another video on my channel. If you go to my playlist, it's called Doomsday, where I am running a gas mask in full kit and kind of trying to get myself in a stressful situation to kind of see how I react under pressure and under stress with the gas mask. I am going to offer a full review where I am on the range. I'm going to put this through its test. I'm going to try to do a torture test through it to see really what it's made out of and see if I can get it to crack or break in any kind of way. So I'm going to try to run it as hard as I can possibly run it. So that will be coming up sometime soon, as long as the weather stays somewhat reasonable and my job allows me to have the time off to do it. Okay, so like we were saying, so why is this mask so expensive? So the MSRP on this mask typically runs anywhere between, I've seen on sale for $560 all the way up to $600. Now that's a lot of money for a mask, and especially when there's other competitors out there that have maybe a more comfortable budget for you. However, if you are using this mask, not just for tactical application, if you are a prepper, if you are just an individual that wants protection at home, you want to have a mask that's going to give you solid protection and a good seal around your face to protect you from a lot of agents that are out there. Now, this mask, particularly right here, I know for a fact it's going to protect you against chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear CBRNs. So that is important. And I said there's other competitors out there that offer and voice the same protection level, but with Avon, it has a seal of approval. And again, the United States military exclusively uses this gas mask or respirator. So if the United States military uses it exclusively, then pretty much sure that it's been put through the test. And again, it comes with that NESTA certification, which in itself is worth its weight in the price. I feel that $600 for something that's going to protect my life, if I'm ever in a situation where there's chemical agents and toxins in the air and I want to be safe, especially if I'm on duty, then I want to go with a mask that I know for a fact has been proven test worthy in the field. And that is no other than the M50 by Avon. Now, recently, I believe there has been some of a merger with Avon and Team Wendy. Now, Team Wendy is a great ballistic helmet company, and they're right here in Ohio. Now, I'm not sure if it's Team Wendy that owns Avon or Avon that owns Team Wendy. Comment and let me know which one is the way it goes. But either way, you're talking about two top-tier dynamic companies merging as one. You can't ask for a better marriage when it comes to tactical gear than that. Now, like I said, I told you about other companies out there that may kind of offer some of the same specs as the Avon. And right off the top of my head, I'm thinking about the Mirror Safety. Now, the Mirror Safety is a company, I know I'm going to hear it. They're not in America. They are a foreign-made company. I believe they're made in France. But it is a good mask, and the price point is very, very comfortable. And I think they have sales majority of the time. The last sale I saw was right around $199 for the CMA or CMA. Now, if you want a full review on the CMA, I don't have one. I do plan on getting one to do a comparison. Again, click over to Gym City Comparison Training, where the MAR has a full breakdown and outline of the CMA, and that may help you decide if you want to go with the Avon or Mirror Safety. Now, a little bit more about Mirror Safety. I do have a little bit of familiarity with the Mirror Safety. It is a good mask. I tell you right now, it's a good mask. It offers some of the best specs on the market. I mean, it's lightweight, it's durable. I just don't know if it's better than Mirror Safety. So once I have my hands on both of them, I'm going to be able to do a comparison and see which one really is going to stand up to the test. Now, back to these canisters. These are M61 canisters. I mentioned before, I love the slim, sleek line of the canister. Now, Avon has 3 additional canisters, and they also have another canister that looks kind of like this M40, and it's actually their Riot canister. And I'll list all those in the description as well. Another one of the perks of this is, now this is an outward lens, and I'm going to pop it off real quick and just show you. And typically you just push it in, pop it off, and it comes right off. Now, Avon makes 6 different frames or lenses for this mask. Now they have one that comes in mirror. They have one that's called daylight, which is like a smoke color. They have another one that's for breaching and for welding. Another one that has more of an orange tint on them. So they have a variety of masks. And like I said, and you can also get these in prescription if you need prescription glasses. And it just pops right back on and you're good to go. Another factor about this mask is the lens itself, and the mat is very flexible. You can bend it all the way around, which allows it to be a lot more breathable, which I need that because I have sinuses. So whenever I have anything on my head or my face, it tends to make me feel a little bit more congested. Now, the material in the inside of this mask, right around here, is very, very light rubber. You almost don't even know what's on your face when you have it on. Like again, I said, I wish I could run this on the range today. Again, weather didn't allow it, but I do plan on giving another review after I've ran it and bringing it back. Like I said, this was just a little bit of some information that I, didn't want to research and find out about this mask. Like again, Avon is new to me. I was still wearing the old school MSA mask, so I decided, what, I want something a little better for myself. Now, real quick before we get out of here, I mentioned about the slimness of this canister. Now, I'm a right-hand shooter, so I take the right side canister off, which allows me to shoulder my rifle. Now, when trying to shoulder a rifle with both these canisters on, I've tried it. It's dang near impossible. I know it looks cool to have them both on there, but realistically, if you're going to shoulder a rifle on whatever side you're left or right, you're going to have to take one of these off to get a good cheap purchase and be able to have a good line of sight. Now, I said that, and there is a caveat to that. Now, I don't know what your SOP is or what your mission specs may be, and where you may have to wear both canisters. I don't know. I don't know why that would be a situation, because it should be up to the individual shooter. But if you are wearing both of these or running both these canisters, there is a way that you can run them both and still use your rifle. I'm going to show you real quick. Now, if you are shooting over your, and I'm going to go ahead and clear this rifle before the YouTube gods get me. And we are with a clear rifle. I'll show you right there. So, if you are shooting over your optic, right? And when I say shooting over your optic, it means if I'm using night vision and I have a IR laser, which I have on this rifle, I'm bringing the rifle here and I'm not really looking in through the optic. I'm looking over the optic using my laser indicator to acquire my target, right? So you could use it then if you're just going to use quick target acquisition like that. However, in reality is, I would still just remove one of the canisters to make it very easy, because I tried so many times to get this up here and shoulder it, and it just did not work. So that's all I got. Like I said, this was really a quick one. I know I probably missed a few things on there, so don't butcher me too much in the comments. If you have anything to add to it, hey, make sure you go ahead and comment and let me know. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification. It's going to be right here. And make sure you stay tuned for all updated videos we have. We are a new channel and we're still growing. And there's some more mistakes that we make. So if you see some things we could do better, hey, comment in the comments there. We are open to constructive criticism all day. But with that being said, I'm Ryan Smith with Tribal Warfare Group, who encourages you to train like your life depends on it and train often. We'll see you next time. Stay tuned.